Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry, and today we're going to take a look at the Tzeentch Arcanites warbands from Warhammer Underworlds, the Eyes of the Nine. Now we can use a bunch of the warbands from Warhammer Underworlds in Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry, as a bunch of them received rules inside the latest Tome of Champions. And so in this video, we're going to take a look at all the miniatures inside the Eyes of the Nine warband and what we can use them for in Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry. Now, where you are in the world, this warband may or may not be in current range rotation. That means it may not currently be available from Games Workshop, though it may appear back later. If this is the case, you could certainly find other miniatures to count as these miniatures quite easily, or indeed you might be able to find these miniatures on the second-hand market. Now in this video we're going to go through everything inside the box set, talk about what all these models can do. We'll then take a look at some other models we can add in on top of these models in the warband, and finally finish off with a little sample warband idea for you to use as some inspiration for creating your own Eyes of the Nine warband. And so, all the miniatures inside this box set. First of all, it is led by Vortimus the All-Seeing. This is the leader option, the hero option for the box set. Now, he's not got any specific abilities that the Eyes of the Nine give him other than the quad empowered bolts, which not only can he use, but the horrors can, and so can Navia and Turosh, our two Karrick acolytes. Now, all of them can use this empowered bolts quad. The fighter that makes this action gets to make a bonus attack. In addition to that attack action, if they have the blast rune mark on their card, so any of the ranged weapons we've got for this warband, you can add half the value of this ability, rounding up to the attacks and strength characteristic of the said attack. Now, alongside Vortimus, we do have Kacharek as well. He's got Cleaving Strike as a triple that he can use, which is add half the value of his ability to the number of damage points allocated by hits and critical hits for all melee attacks. This is pretty cool because he's already got 3 attacks at strength 4 at 2/5 on the damage, so it can be pretty nasty. We then have Navia and Turosh. They're pretty basic Karrick acolytes with shields and swords. And then we have the Eyes of the Nine Blue Horror. We do have the Brimstone Horror in the box set, but that model only becomes available when we use the split into Brimstone Horrors double when our Blue Horror dies. So we can split it and get extra horrors on the table. And so, looking at some other models we can bring into this Tzeentch Arcanites warband. Now, first of all, the Karrick Acolyte box I think is a fantastic addition. This has got a variety of different miniatures. You can have sword and shield Karrick Acolytes, much like Navia and Turosh already in the warband, but you can also choose to go with dual hand weapons, which will give you more attacks but less defense, or you can choose to go for the Cursed Glaives, which will give you a better offensive weapon though with less attacks. On top of this, we have obviously the champion option, the Karrick Adept, that you can take as a leader option for your Tzeentch Arcanite warband, but we also have things like the Vulture, where we can go and harass enemies and stop them being able to disengage with that particular model, or we have the option to take the Scroll of Dark Arts, which gives us some additional ranged damage output, a better ranged sorcerer than all the other models in the box. Alongside that, much like how we can add on more Karrick acolytes like Turosh and that, Kacharek, we can add more Zangors. Now, Zangors come in a variety of different miniatures. First of all, we have the Zangor box set itself, which can have a Great Blade wielding Zangor, much like Kacharek, though we can also have dual hand weapons, once again more attacks, less strength, or we can have the hand weapon and shield on these miniatures, which will give them better defense in there. Alongside that, we have Zangor Enlightened. These are the Combat Zangor Elites. They can be either on foot or on disc for some really fast moving, heavy damage dealing units for our warband. And lastly, we have the Zangor Skyfires. Once again, these are an elite option. They only can be on discs. They are rather expensive to take in your warband, but provide some really strong shooting firepower to your army. So you've got a lot of different options to play around with just these 4 box sets in here. There's like 10 different war scrolls, or unit options available to you out of all of these box sets, which is just fantastic. And so finally, here we have our sample warband for you. We're obviously in Tzeentch Arcanites, and our leader is going to be Vortimus the All-Seeing. Now, he's just a really solid leader, got some good range damage output, and is fairly survivable, though low toughness can be an issue. We've then got fighters. We've got all the members of the Eyes of the Nine here, Kcharak, Navaria, Turosh, and the Eyes of the Nine and Blue Horror, all in the Warband. And then alongside this, we're going to have 2 Kharak Acolytes with Scrolls of the Dark Arts. These are great range damage dealers, and really will go along nicely working alongside Vortimus as your back range really heavy damage dealers. Meanwhile, you've got more mid-range stuff and objective grabbers like Navaria and Turosh, and the Eyes of the Nine Blue Horror. Now, for some combat potential as well, we've got another Zangor in here. It's gone with a pair of Savage Blades. That's all we could fit in these final few points. But this can go alongside Kcharak and pair as a nice little duo of combat potential monsters. With that said, there are certainly some other options you can play around with. If you want to go something a little bit more tacky, you could maybe take the Volchark instead of one of the Scrolls of the Dark Arts, and then take a cheaper model. The Scrolls of the Dark Arts could be taken out, and you could potentially fit in, I think you get almost 3 Kharak Acolytes for the cost of these 2. So if you want quantity over quality, you could probably choose to take them. But if you've been playing with the Tzeentch Arcanites in Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry, let us know how you've been going and what you would do down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me, a number of members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in our video's description to our Discord server. Finally, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either by Patreon or YouTube members, both of which are linked down in the comments below. As a special thank you to those Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James, Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising 8, Pure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek, and Giappy390. And a special thank you as well to Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Yun, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Pink Nico Fire, and Robin Mankiller, our YouTube members. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.